Hi, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Um, Live from Wimbledon in very, very late after midnight today, the 10th of September, actually already the 11th of September. But I don't want to break up the stream of my broadcasts around outbound calling and cold calling. And today I would like to share with you some techniques or like strategies around how to get through to the C-level decision maker, even to the CEO or to another C-level decision maker with engaging his PA. And actually, I have broadcasted already another video, and you can look it up in the queue of my videos before, that the PA is also a decision maker because she might create the opportunity for you to take an appointment with the C-level representative. So today I will share with you the strategy which is best to take, or which works very well when you are calling a C-level representative for the very first time, and the switchboard is putting you through maybe to his assistant, to his PA. So let's get straight to the point and to explain you which kind of strategy you can choose to deal with the PA of the C-level representative. Before I do that, before I share my my magical strategies around how to get appointments with C-level representative, please be so kind and subscribe to this channel and also hit the notification button, so I know that this is useful. I will get to know. I will know that this is the way I will know that you like my content and I produce useful value for you. So how do you get through to this decision maker with the support of his PA? There is an strategy around objection handling, which is called the assumption strategy. So we are actually assuming a scenario, and we are bringing actually an argument which is already addressing an objection, which we assume that the prospect or the customer might have in this certain situation. So, for example, we do call for example, we are calling the C-level representative, and the probability that he will be in his office and available to speak is very, very low, because usually these guys are in meetings, or they are outside of the office, they are on business travel. And so it's a 95 to 97% chance that we will be not able to speak with him instantly when calling him the first time or even the second time, and just accidentally with no strategy at all. So speaking with the PA, we can make her our conversation partner, and we can put her up to the decision-making level, and letting her know that we wanna speak with her, and that we value her as an equal partner on the conversation level. So then she might support us and schedule a call for us with the C-level. This works the way as follows. So we can start. So hello, Damien speaking here from the company XY, whatever, and I'm calling from the company, let's say Microsoft. Good morning. And then the response will come. And then instead of asking directly for the C-level representative, so for example, like usual, we can ask, can I speak to John Hogan? And please put me through, and tell him that Damien from the company Microsoft, or whatever, Next, or what other company is calling. This is what we not do in such a moment. So assuming that the person is not there, we just go that way. Hello, Damien speaking here from the company Microsoft, or for the company Next, or whatever. And I'm assuming right that John is not in the office at the moment, and I will be not able to speak to him. And so what happens, like PA, think, and then she obviously agrees to that, because this is actually what's the reality. She is then explain, yeah, that's right, John is not in the office at the moment. And then we respond instantly with the words, for example, okay, in that case, this is actually what I thought will happen. This actually, oh, I thought that this will be the case, and in that case, I really need your support. In that case, I really need you to help me out. So I need your support. So can you help me with that? And because we are addressing this, actually, so the phrase, how to phrase it the best, like let me think very shortly how to phrase it the best way. So you do it the way. So okay, this is actually what I thought will be the case. In that case, I really need your help, and can you support me with that? And so when you ask this type of questions and you direct this to the PA, then she will feel in charge, and she will be the person who will have some decision power, and he will actually feel valued because we do want to speak to her. Because what actually always happens is when someone is calling, then people think about the PAs as somehow even as enemies, someone who is to avoid to speak. So the gatekeeper, the protector of the someone who is like protecting the right decision maker of contacting us, and who has this role of not putting us through. But if we just take away this whole scenario out of the mind of the PA just by expressing that we want to speak to her and that we need her help, then she will ask possibly, okay, how can I help you? And this will be an open question. And so, yeah, and then there is a certain phrase how we can suggest to someone who is on the phone to put us through, and to give us the credibility, and also the credibility for the decision maker to speak with us. And the phrase goes like that. So okay, actually, in regards to, let's say, automation and orchestration automation, I need really the decision of Mr. and you tell the name of the decision maker, like John Hogan, as in his responsibility as the CEO. And I really need to speak to him. And from my experience, it does not take longer than 2 to 5 minutes. What do you think? What would be the best date next week to speak with him for maximum 2 to 5 minutes? So actually, what I want to achieve with that is that the amount of time which I'm mentioning to the PA is there so low, so insignificant, that usually she wouldn't schedule a call or she wouldn't block times for this type of an appointment, because the amount of time is just tiny that in her conscious she will assume that it is always possible to create such an appointment. And it's important also to mention, I don't know if I phrased it, but it's important to phrase it. So, okay, in that case, could you help me out? Could you support me? And she will say then, yeah, in that case, I really need your help, and I need your support there. Is this okay for you when I ask you for that? And then she will say, okay, how can I help you? And then you say, okay, in regards to automation, or in regards to orchestration of automation, I really need the decision from John in his position as the CEO, and what would be the best day or the date next week or time the next week to speak via phone for 2 or 5 minutes. What do you think when we can schedule 2 or 5 minutes for this important call? And so just by repeating this sentence about 2 and 5 minutes and about a phone call, which is important, never to mention like a face-to-face meeting in the first conversation with the PA, because otherwise she will assume that she has to arrange many things, rooms, cakes, coffees, and whatever, like equipment and different types of stuff. So for her, it will be like an easy way to deal with. She will say to herself, okay, this is simple. I just need to schedule a call, which is anyways that short that I really don't need to struggle with the calendar and with how to schedule it. So yeah, and this is actually how you get the PA engaged. And usually she will then say, okay, next week doesn't look really very well, so about the week after she might be there, he might be there. And so then you ask, okay, what is the best time to call? And she will say possibly the week after the next week, let's say Tuesday, and the best time to call is 8 a.m. or something like this. And then in that case, you just leave it like that. You don't need like really to schedule and you say, okay, Miss, and you tell her name. It's really important to mention the PA's name also to make it personal. And in that case, Miss, in Germany, we are like using always the surname. In England, it would be the first name. In that case, Jane, thank you very much for helping me out with that. Then we speak the next time on Wednesday there. We mention the date at 8 a.m. Looking forward to speak to you and speak to you then. So equally, we don't really need to schedule this call and to put this appointment into the calendar, because we have already created somehow like a relationship with the PA. So next time when we will call on Wednesday on 8 a.m., she will remember this conversation, because this has been like a longer engagement, and she will be possibly anyway more willing to put us through, even if the decision maker will be not there. Then she will be feeling somehow guilty about not having done this appointment, and she will then do some efforts to make this appointment possible. On the other hand, so for example, if she would answer, then the possible date is next week on 8 a.m. and she's like coming forward with a suggestion of a date and a time, then we can play around a little with that, being playful and saying, for example, okay, usually I have an appointment on Monday at 8 a.m., but I can push it because this call is very important for me. And in that case, I do an exception, or you don't have to say exception. I will push the other call, and I will block a half an hour of time between 8 and 8:30 a.m. on Monday, whatever that you can mention the date. But please, in that case, because I make me available for this, so I'm giving some value. I'm telling that I'm giving my time away, regardless the fact that I would have an appointment, which is possibly the case, because on Monday morning, for example, you usually have someone or something to do, and can we then take care of and we, using the word we is very important, because it's creating somehow like a bond or commitment is the better word. Can we make sure that this appointment take place? So can I ask you to put this this date and time into the calendar of John? It's actually how you schedule an appointment when the PA is becoming active. So I just gave you like an overview. The phrasing wasn't perfect, I admit to this, and I will possibly make another video about this with the perfect phrasing. I just wanted to give you an example how to engage the PA of the CEO and how important it might be to engage her in the right way. The strategy using there, so summarizing, the strategy using is that there is to assuming the anyway very, very, very probable situation that the CEO will be not there to address this. So am I assuming right that John is not there at the moment, so I will be not able to speak to him? Is it correct? And the PA will say then possibly, yes, you're right. Oh, in that case, it's a little bit a shame, like this is a little bit bad for me, so I really need your support. Can I ask you to help me with that? Can you support me there? And then she will ask, yeah, you will stop there, and she will ask, okay, how can I help you there? So in regards to the topic, and you mentioned the important topic and the topic, so you mentioned two topics. In regards to the topic of automation and orchestration of automation, I really need the decision of John in his position as the CEO. And from my experience, it does not take longer than 2, maximum 5 minutes. So what would be the best time to schedule a phone call next week? And so what do you think? So what would be the best time? What do you think? So you are giving away like the decision-making power to the PA, and she she is then, it's her turn to respond. It will possibly not work every time. I think it's 30%, the 50% of cases it worked for me, 30 to 50%, which is high. Engaging the PA has been a very, very successful strategy to create appointments with the C-level people. And sometimes if the C-level guy who you are calling is not the responsible one, so in many cases, like an additional 25%, it has been the case that the PA has redirected me to someone else, and she took really efforts. So this video is somehow contemplating on like an add-on to the video which I was talking, in which I was talking about strategies, how to speak with the PA, and it's important to make the PA to understand that the PA is the decision maker around the appointment which you want to achieve. Appointment or the phone call you want to achieve with the C-level representative. So so I just summarized this. I hope this makes sense. I hope this helps you somehow, and I hope you are doing well. Thank you very much for joining and for your attention. Speak soon, and let's see what the next video brings. I think that I will handle some particular objections. Goodbye.